Off the Beaten Path. Off the Beaten Path. Brand new country. And we're not talking that top 40 crap either. This is where you can hear great singers and songwriters, and they just don't have the backing when it comes to labels. Guest interviews and everything from pop country to bluegrass and folk to hip-hop. This is Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. Welcome back another week here on the show, which means I got a whole boatload more new songs for you. Yay! Let's see. This week's episode, special guest is Mr. Steve Moakler, great singer-songwriter. Again, he's responsible for some of your favorite songs that you probably didn't even know, specifically Riser for Mr. Dierks Bentley. We're going to hear Steve sing a version of that, and also we've got Steven's debut single called Suitcase out there as well, which surprisingly, he tells us in the interview, he didn't write. Go figure. We're also going to hear from Michael Tyler, Sarah Dunban, Jake McVeigh. We've got the family reunion coming up as well with a little bit of JJ Lawhorn, and we're going to hear from the Gunner and the Grizzly Boys. Also, we've got Ryan Flowsy now. Here he is. This is Float Your Boat. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Don't quote me on how to say his last name, by the way.
The final countdown to the weekend. I'm talking 3 days off the deep end. The kind of buzz that keeps you reeling. Go get that something in the water you've been needing. Whatever floats your boat, whatever winds your watch. We got time to kill once we get off the clock. We got beer to drink and we got trash to talk. Life's too fast, you gotta learn to live it slow. Float your boat. TGIF, thank God I'm faded. Some call it lazy, I call it amazing. A pink umbrella made in the shade, and I don't ever think I'm taking off these Ray-Bans. Whatever floats your boat, whatever pops your top. We got time to kill once we push off this dock. We got smoke to roll and we got rolling rock. Life's too short, so if you're not sure where to go, float your boat. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Float your boat. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Float your boat. Whatever floats your boat, whatever flips your switch, if it's on your mind, then baby scratch that itch. If it turns you on, then let it get you off. Even if that mother trucker's got a hole, float your boat. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Float your boat. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Float your boat. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Float your boat. Float your boat. Float your boat.
Please welcome the one and only
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt.
Sitting at a red light, hand out the window, you're laughing at me while I'm singing to the radio. Stars are shimmering like a chandelier, and I don't wanna waste them while we're still here. It's getting late, but I don't wanna go home. I'm wide awake and I don't wanna be alone. So give it up, wanna get a buzz, can't get enough, let's live it up. Hey, till the sun comes back around. Hey, we'll light it up like we own this town. Hey, why wait to make a memory? Hey, the night is young. door, shake it on a creek bed, just like it's a dance floor. I don't want this thing to be over. Wish tonight will go a little slower. Wanna make it last like a flashback, a little snap, snap like a photograph. Hey, until the sun comes back around. Hey, we'll light it up like we own this town. Hey, why wait to make a memory? Hey, the night is young and so are we. Wild and free, you and me. The night is young and so are we. The only thing I wanna do is watch the sun come up with you. The only thing I wanna do is watch the sun come up with you. Hey, till the sun comes back around. Hey, we'll light it up like we own this town. Hey, why wait to make a memory? Hey, the night is young and so are we. Wild and free, you and me. The night is young and so are we. Who needs sleep? And you're my dream. The night is young and so are we.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, meet Ben Merritt. There you go. The lovely and beautiful Lexi James off the album Brave. And that one is called The Night is Young. And so are we. I don't know. Sorry. We've heard from Lexi before as well off of her last album, 2014's Stop. So, again, Lexi's just getting better and better and better. And pretty soon, you're going to be hearing her on some of your favorite top 40 country radio stations. I can see it. I can see it happening. Another guy that I would love to get on the show, and I'm working and I'm trying and I'm really, really doing what I can. But the fact is that he's already had a TV show. He's worked with Darius Rucker. He's worked with Frankie Ballard. He's been on tour with some big names. It's going to get really hard for me to talk to this guy. His name is Big Smo, and this is the latest that he's put out. It's called We the People, here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce your president of this great nation, the man with the vision that we all share. Please rise and give an all-American welcome to your commander-in-chief, Smo.
America, what are we doing? How did we ruin the life and the liberty we are pursuing? Let's get it moving, start introducing a change in our nation. It's time for improving. What does it come to? What have we done to our country and what has been run through? Government mobs, they thinking they gods, they taking our jobs and wanting our guns too. Taxes for our actions, police for badges, harassing in classes. ISIS trying to burn us to ashes, and healthcare don't even cover our asses. I'm asking for direction. How do we change? The leaders ain't repping, dragging us into the debt that they stepped in, keeping our forces from being our weapons.
The people, and when did we go silent? So much for all that dying for the land of the free. I think of our forefathers treading across that water. Wonder if they'd even bother if they knew this is how it would be.
We're changing the plan, step up to the man, the rich and the poor. It's time that we stand together. We can do better, replacing the races with birds of a feather. Find a solution, revolution, media burning the flag with saluting. Step in the booth and remember our roots. When president shoots to lace up their boots and roll up their sleeves, they fight and they bleed for we the people and all we believe. Let's replant the seeds of freedom of speech to say and to share and keep privacy free. For troops on the ground who fought and they bow for all of our cities and every small town. The heroes we lost and the ones with us now. Let's give them a home where they all can be proud.
The people, and when did we go So much for all that dying for the land of the free. I think of our forefathers treading across their water. Wonder if they'd even bother if they knew this is how. We are the people. We are the sons and daughters, the ones that our forefathers were counting on to carry on the dreams that they were dreaming, to fight like hell, allegiance to the stars, the stripes, and the freedom, to believe in one nation under God.
Do you know a band Ben doesn't? Tell us who you are digging on Facebook.com/OTBP Podcast, Twitter @OTBP Podcast, or email OTBPpodcast@gmail.com.
Back pocket got my paycheck in it, but not for long, no. I'm about to spend it on a shot or two, on a couple brews, on my whole crew. Yeah, maybe on them baby blues. Hey, maybe later show you around, 'cause when the sun goes down in this town, we're the kings of Friday night. We run the back roads, we run the red lights, riding high in a blacked out four-door. Let's cross the line, girl, that's what they made it for. Tell the moon when to go down, when to shine. Damn right, we're the kings of Friday night. Oh, I got the keys to the country and the big city. I got the keys in my pocket, baby, get ready. I'll take you uptown, downtown, miles around. Our kind of crown, yeah, we drink it down. We're the kings of Friday night. We run the back roads, we run the red lights, riding high in a blacked out four-door. Let's cross the line, girl, that's what they made it for. We tell the moon when to go down, when to shine. Damn right, we're the kings of Friday night. Friday night. Yeah, we're rolling and rocking, ain't never stopping. Got every cop in this whole town chasing us down. Yeah, we're the kings of Friday night. We run the back roads, we run the red lights, riding high in a blacked out four-door. Let's cross the line, girl, that's what they made it for. We tell the moon when to go down, when to shine. Damn right, we're the kings of Friday night. Friday night. Damn right, we're the kings of Friday night.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There you go. He is OGOB to the end. That's original good old boy for those who don't know. That is Family Reunion member. That is JJ Lawhorn. He's still a young boy, too. He was like 16, I think, when I first talked to him. That was 3 years ago, so he's probably just graduated high school. He's just now finally out on his own. And that is his latest off of the Rural Route EP. That one's Kings of Friday Nights. Check that one out. It's 5 songs. It's awesome. New Kid on the Block. Kings of Friday Night, Rural Route, She Gets It, and Rebel Runs. Sounds like something that you would have if you drank a bad batch of moonshine whiskey, but... Other young upstarts that I've talked to before, Gunner and the Grizzly Boys. These guys are from Michigan. I've been in contact with them for a while now. Basically, I keep in touch with Gunner and the boys. Jay Con, Chris, Shane, all those guys. awesome to hear from them always. And they've got a new single out there, and they want you to love it, and I think you will. Here it is, Forever Sounds Good to Me. It's right here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast. New Ben Barrett.
Sunshine dripping, summertime slipping, got your shades on, blue jeans hanging off your hip and rocking that Rolling Stones tee. Listening to some country, your arm up the window, that smile letting me know just what you got on your mind. You don't have to say a thing, you know I feel the same way. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you're thinking about forever, and forever sounds good to me. If that ain't what you're thinking, then you're thinking something different. Forget I even said a thing. I ain't even kidding, girl, the way our lips are bitten, all so perfectly. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you're thinking about forever. Forever sounds good to me. Moonlight fishing, start the skinny dipping, wearing nothing but a smile as you're leaning for a kiss. I'm living this nitty-gritty dream. It's getting better, yeah, you better believe. Stars on the river are bright and getting bigger like diamonds in the midnight sky. But you don't have to say a thing, you know I feel the same way. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you're thinking about forever, and forever sounds good to me. If that ain't what you're thinking, then you're thinking something different. Forget I even said a thing. I ain't even kidding, girl, the way our hearts are listening, this feeling is meant to be. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you're thinking about forever. Forever sounds good to me. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you're thinking about forever, and forever sounds good to me. If that ain't what you're thinking, then you're thinking something different. Forget I even said a thing. I ain't even kidding, girl, the way our lips are bitten, all so perfectly. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you're thinking about forever. Forever sounds good to me. Forever sounds good to me.
Your home for new and upcoming country music.
Everybody ready?
We're ready.
Let's kick the tires and light the fire.
Main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. My great opportunity every week here on the show is to introduce you guys to some up-and-comers, some underheard, not, that they're not being underserved. Well, maybe you are. I don't know. Steve, you feel like you're a little thirsty?
Man, I feel a little thirsty, but I can hang in for another second or two here.
Okay, good. I don't want to underserve you, but I also don't want to overserve you too. So anyway, Steve Moakler here on the Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Steve, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Steve, before we get too far in depth, there's a tradition here on the show. And no, it's not. It's not just taking a whiskey shot at the beginning of the show. But I mean, unless you want to do that, that's fine.
I mean, I'm always down. But what else you got?
Well, there's a couple of icebreaker questions that I have to ask everybody. Are you ready for these?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. I never warn anybody about these, so you're going in just as cold as everybody else is. So.
Okay. All right.
Icebreaker question number 1, and feel free to be as specific or non-specific, because keep in mind you won't be there when people hear this interview, so they can't come find you.
Okay.
Where are you right now?
I am on the back porch of my management company called Creative Nation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful sunny Friday afternoon, and now they just instilled you can work from anywhere on Friday, so it's like a ghost town around here. So I'm back porch. I'm back porch in Music Row.
There you go. I mean, you're probably the only person in the office, quote unquote, right?
I am, actually. There's one other person in there. So it's nice and quiet for this interview.
There you go. That's awesome. I think you're probably the most secluded person I've ever talked to. So good. Because the third interview I did for the show, years back, it was hilarious. He was like, I was pouring a glass of water to have before the interview just in case I got thirsty, and a pipe burst. So actually right now I'm underneath a sink turning the water off. I just didn't want to be late for the interview. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty good. So.
Oh, my God. I'm impressed with the multitasking skills that he uses. I can't do two things at one time. It's pathetic.
Well, I mean.
I can sing and play guitar. That's it.
That's a lot more than I can do. That's a lot more than I can do. So, all right. Well, Steve, icebreaker question number 2. This one's a good one. I think I'm going to get a good answer out of you as well, too, knowing your background. If we were to hit eject in your truck or fire up your iPod real quick, what was the last thing that you were listening to?
Oh, man, the last thing I listened to was the Glenn Campbell soundtrack. He's got this new documentary out.
Oh, yeah.
Called I'll Be Me. And I watched it the other night, and I was so inspired, so I've been listening to that record.
So
really great.
Was it actually like Glenn Campbell tracks, or was it the actors singing as they
No,
would?
it's his tracks and his new album, and they're amazing.
Awesome.
Really great stuff.
There you go. All right, that's a good answer. I like that. So I get all kinds of answers from that one, Steve. They're all pretty much good answers because you creative people, you like listening to all kinds of stuff. So
I know we get weird. Too. Yeah.
All right. Steve Moakler here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Me, Ben Merritt. Steve may be a brand new name to you, but he's not a brand new name to the folks around Nashville and to, other music industry folk out there. Steve's been making music successfully as an independent artist since 2008, 2009 was when your first album came out?
Yeah, it was, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, and you basically were an independent artist, and you weren't necessarily country back then. You were just, would they classify you as like AAA or light rock or?
Yeah, I get it's just singer-songwriter stuff.
Right.
I've always been in lyrically driven, rootsy sounding music. I really, I came into music just as a lover of music. I don't even think I really considered genre, really, But the sound has definitely been refined as I've, fallen in love with country music and being a writer on Music Row, and it's just it's so infectious, man. Once you hear a great country song, I mean, now I can't write any other kind of songs. I just think there's the best songs in the world.
There you go. I'm a big fan of country writers as well too, because I was telling you off the air, Steve's you're an accomplished writer for other people. And that's just now starting to make your own move into the world of country music as a singer as well. You've written for Ashley Monroe, Jake Owen. I mean, you've got a
Kelly
pretty
Pickler, Dierks,
Well, the Dierks one was a big deal too. I mean, that wasn't just like an album cut. That was the title track off of the Riser album, which went number 1. Yeah. So congratulations on that, sir. Your first number 1 as a writer.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's
been amazing.
It's got to be kind of a cool experience to, did you write that for Dierks, or did you just write that and Dierks fell in love with it, or?
No, we just, this fun story behind that song, because we did not write that for Dierks, and we really wrote that. My friend Travis Meadows and I wrote that together. It was just for us. It was one of those days. Sometimes you come in the writing session and you feel everyone's kind of swinging for the fence, swinging at the radio, and sometimes that works. But on this particular day, we were really just writing for ourselves. And Travis had an idea to write a song called Survivor. And Travis is he's twice my age with 3 times less experience. That's what I always say. He's been, the guy has survived cancer. He was raised by his grandparents. His parents abandoned him when he was young. And
oh, wow.
He, he went through a divorce and in and out of prison, rehab 7 times. I mean, this guy has had several lifetimes in one. And so we sat down to write together for the second time, and he brought this idea called Survivor. And he started to mumble all this stuff from his deep well of life. And he's a real gritty guy, He's understandably so. He's just been through so much. And he asked me what I thought about it, and I looked at him and I said, "Man, I love everything you're doing." I said, "I don't feel like I've survived enough to really contribute to this song."
Right.
And he actually got pretty upset, and he like threw his notepad across the room and said a swear word. I know you asked me not to swear, but he's like, man, Moakler, I was saving this for you because you're so optimistic. Will you sit back down? I've been having a bad day for 6 years. So he chose me to write the song with because of my optimism. I guess that's part of what you hold on to when you haven't been through everything that he has. And so I'm so glad I sat back down, and I really did feel like we wrote it together, and wrote it pretty fast, too. And it just was a song from our heart, man, and a song I hope to live up to with my life, and, you know, when things get hard, you know, which is inevitable.
Well, yeah, and
Dierks heard the song and loved it, and then the rest is history.
Well, yeah, when you listen to it, you know, I do get more of a optimistic vibe from it, and a riser vibe from it than a survivor vibe from it. You know, I mean, it's a very positive look towards the future kind of a song to me.
I know, and I gotta say, you know, Travis and I, we called the song Survivor, and I don't think that's a good title at all. I think I got to hand it to Dierks, who he interpreted it. You know, it does. I'm a riser. It was our lyric, and it was in there, but we didn't see that as a title at our first look at it. And Dierks changed the title to Riser, and I think that gave it a huge platform because Survivor has a victim, you know, identity around it, a connotation, and Riser is completely different. It's strength, and I'm really glad that he changed it.
Definitely. Absolutely. Well, Steve, you recorded it as well. This was on your not last, but the one before that, the mixtape album. Is that what it was? The mixtape?
It's called the record's called Wide Open, but it's on a playlist called Mixtape.
Oh, okay.
On Spotify,
okay.
But yeah.
That's where I listen to most of my stuff.
It's confusing. Yeah.
So it's on the Wide Open album. And Steve recorded a version of it, and I love listening to the songwriter versions because everybody goes, man, that was a really great cover. It's like, no, that's how I intended it to sound. So,
true.
Steve, we're going to take a listen to your version of Riser, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more, all right?
All right, sounds good.
All right, here you go. It's Steve Moakler now with his rendition of the song that he wrote for Mr. Dierks Bentley that went all the way to #1. Here is Riser. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I'm strong enough to hold you through the winter, mean enough to stare your demons down. Hard times put the shine into the diamond, but I won't let that keep us in the crowd. 'Cause I'm a riser, I'ma get up off the ground, don't run it harder. When pushing comes to shove, hey, I'm a fighter. When darkness hits the town, I'm a lighter. I get out alive of the fire, survivor. If we ain't got the money, I can make it. I ain't afraid of working to the bone. If I don't know what I'm doing, I can fake it. Yeah, I'll cradle Jesus, rolls away the stone. 'Cause I'm a riser, I'ma get up off the ground, don't run it harder. When pushing comes to shove, hey, I'm a fighter. When darkness hits the town, I'm a lighter. I get out alive of the fire, survivor. Oh. Get down low so I can lift you higher. An army couldn't keep down my desire. Yeah, I'm a riser. I'ma get up off the ground, don't run it higher. When pushing comes to shove, hey, I'm a fighter. When darkness hits the town, I'm a lighter. Get out alive, build a fire, survivor. Get out alive, build a fire, survivor. I'm a riser.
So there you go. That is Riser from the man who had a hand in writing that. This is Steve Moakler on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Steve, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
No one else has shown up for work yet, huh?
No one's still here. It makes for a nice, pleasant conversation, I got to say.
Yeah,
I don't mind the no interruptions.
Yeah, the boss will probably give you a gold star for today because you were like one of the only people that showed up. So.
Yeah, our boss actually does hand out gold stars, which is hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, and they're really hard to get.
Nice.
Actually, it's not the boss; it's the woman at the front desk, Kelsey. But that's just funny you said that because it's very hard to get a gold star. So maybe I will get one after this. That'd be huge.
That would be huge. Big deal, right? It goes right on the refrigerator.
That's right. It's the little things, man. It's the little things.
It goes right on the
encouragement every now and then.
Right on the refrigerator, right next to your drawings, right?
Exactly.
All right. I kid, Steve. Absolutely I kid. But Steve Moakler here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. And we talked about Steve being, obviously a great writer of songs, with the Risers tune and writing for Jake Owen and Kelly Pickler and Ashley Monroe and all that. But now it's time for you to be out front, you right behind the microphone on stage in front of, hundreds of thousands of people. Well, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds to thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. I don't think even Garth Brooks would be ready for 200,000.
Over time, hopefully, if you put them all together,
Yeah, 200,000 people at one venue. I think even Garth and Kenny would probably get a little claustrophobic on that one. They'd be like, there's a 250,000 people here right now? No way.
Oh, that would be amazing. Maybe someday.
Maybe.
Someday.
Yeah. But now it's your turn to be in the spotlight, behind the microphone, up on stage, instead of being back in the, the writer's room, getting songs ready for the next artist. Is it a different kind of a thing? I mean, is it a different sense now? I mean, do you go out and purposefully, what's changed? Has anything changed for you? I mean, obviously you're still a writer, but now you're a singer-songwriter as well.
Yeah, things are changing, and honestly, Ben, I'm still figuring that out because it's new. But I started music as an artist, and then kind of disappeared into being a songwriter and starting to have other artists record my songs. And now I feel like I learned so much in that time of just being a songwriter. And now, coming back out and saying, hey, maybe I'm the artist. Maybe we can write a song for my album. It's honestly, it's a new feeling. But I've always, for me, songwriting, I've always approached it like an artist anyway. I've always kind of tried to, I really think for all songwriters, I think you kind of get the best stuff when you really are authentically you and telling your story and singing about things you understand and have lived. So in that way, it's not a huge change. I think it's just, for me, it's really just different on Music Row. These writers that I've written with, we've always sat down thinking someone else is going to sing this. Mm-hmm. I think people are, it's a transition people to say, hey, maybe Steve's the singer on this one, and for me to feel that, I don't want to say pressure, but that responsibility, to kind of say, hey, this is my sound, this is something I want to say, and so I'm learning. It's a really fun, it's exciting new thing, and but it's a transition for sure.
It's time for Steve to be a little bit more artistically, maybe greedy or selfish, I guess. But I mean,
I think, hopefully those aren't the words, but I can see how you could be that way. I think it's just kind of owning it a little more. It's to me, I just have to be a little more confident and a little more strong, and kind of saying, oh, I would say this, I wouldn't say this, and making sure, because I'm putting together my own album, and it's got to be a full. I want to make great records. I don't want to just have singles. I want to make music that people want to put in and listen to top to bottom.
Oh yeah.
So it's you got to have songs and a variety of songs to kind of fill out an album like that. So every day matters. When I'm in town and writing a song, I'm always trying to fill one of those slots now.
Now, do you write on the road? Do you write on the road too, or is it all pretty much right there at Music Row?
It's all here, man. Because the point I'm at on the road is I'm not on a bus yet, and so we're driving, man. We're driving all day, and then we get there, we're unloading our own stuff, and then when the show's over, we're loading our stuff back in. So there's just no time to write at this point. So that would be one thing that would really excite me about having a bus. Would just be you have some time in the day.
Yeah.
And to write out there. So not yet.
It's a goal, man. It was squad goals.
It's
right?
a dream. Yeah, it's a dream for sure.
Hashtag squad goals.
Yeah.
Speaking of hashtags, this is a perfect segue. This is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show, Steve. Tell everybody how they can follow along with your up-and-coming career, maybe listen to some of the old tracks, some of the stuff that you've had out there for years now.
Well, I'd love to have people check in and join us, follow along on the ride. And all my tour dates are on stevemoakler.com. We have a bunch of updates on there, too, and we have a store on there. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And my name's just Steve Moakler. We keep it easy. Everything's the same. My name's spelled Moakler.
And I've been asked by a coworker to ask if you're related to Shanna Moakler, who used to be married to Travis Barker and was like a Miss USA, I believe, as well.
I don't get asked that very often, but I actually am.
You are?
She is a distant cousin of mine, not a first cousin. She's my dad's cousin's daughter.
Well, there you go.
So I haven't met her, but yes, we are related.
So in theory,
Isn't that crazy?
If the relationship between Shanna and Travis Barker had worked out, you could have been doing collaborations with Travis Barker then.
That would be my high school dream. My high school garage band. We definitely played a couple Blink-182 songs. So, but yes, we just missed it. We just missed the cut. It wasn't meant to be. I guess.
Dang. Oh well. Well, maybe it'll still happen. You never know. Maybe it'll still happen.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
I continue to be surprised all the time, so we'll see.
All right. Well, Steve Moakler, again, he's got the new EP that's out there. Again, was it 6 tracks that's out there? And the lead one that's off of it right now is called Suitcase. Tell us about Suitcase before we take a listen to it.
Yeah, well, Suitcase is a song I heard for the first time. My wife and I just got married, and we were driving around the country in a Winnebago camper. And we just did this really fun tour and playing in people's backyards. And we did 40 shows in 50 days, and it was amazing. It was hard. It was fun. It was the best. But while we were out there, I heard a demo of the song Suitcase, and it was written by Luke Laird, Barry Dean, and Thomas Rhett. And
I don't know any of those names, by the way.
Yeah, they're all up and comers. I'm hoping I give them a break.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
So no, we just played this song all the time, and it just felt like our song. It was something that we were so connected to, and it perfectly summed up the experience we were having. Being completely poor, really. She quit her job, and we were out there just kind of living a gypsy life and nothing with each other and a guitar and some new friends every night. And I feel like that song really is that spirit. And when it came time to make the record, that song was just one that it just felt like it was mine, and it was so natural for me to sing it and deliver it. So it's been a really great lead-off single, and I'm glad people are enjoying it so far.
Well, Steve, I really appreciate you taking some time out to talk to us here on Off the Beaten Path podcast, and many good things in your future, hopefully, and I hope that you keep us in mind whenever you got something else coming out, all right?
Heck yeah, man. Sounds good. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Absolutely. Here you go. It's Steve Moakler now, off the self-titled EP that's out right now. Go check it out, plus all of his back catalog that dates back to 2009. But here he is. This is Suitcase. It's Steve Moakler on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Everybody wants a house on the hill. Everybody wants a ski boat. Everybody wants a big promotion at the end of the year. Everybody wants a swimming pool and a big backyard. We all want something that we lost back. Wish we could make a few changes to the past. But when I'm with you, baby, I'm only thinking one thing. I'd be fine watching you watch the sun go down with your head on my chest and a blanket on the ground. 'Cause everybody wants to chase the rainbow and find a pot of gold. Hoping there's a suitcase full of money, but all I want is you, honey. All I want is you. If I had one more time to make you smile, that's what I'd do. 'Cause I'm betting it all, girl, I can prove it to you. Well, I'd be fine watching you watch the sun go down with your head on my chest and a blanket on the ground. 'Cause everybody wants to chase the rainbow and find a pot of gold. Hoping there's a suitcase full of money, yeah. But all I want is you, honey. Yeah. All I want is you.
Hey, do you know a band that I don't? Please tell me that you do, because there's so many great musicians out there that I have no idea who they are, but I want to remedy that. I want to know every country music band in the country, and the best way to do that is for you to tell me who you're listening to. OTBP Podcast on Twitter. Also find OTBP Podcast on Facebook and OTBP Podcast at gmail.com to spread the love of some of the bands that you're digging on all across the country, right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt.
Off the Beaten Path.
New music.
Now with Ben Merritt.
Come on! Hey, Mississippi, sweet magnolia, good God, you're pretty. Dancing on the beach like you're on Biloxi. Hey, Alabama, you smash my heart like a roll-tide hammer. And baby, that's just the break I need. Come on, turn it up, turn on. You gotta do it like this, do it like this. Get a little Templeton on your lips and kiss me. Come on, turn that Dixie loose. Now won't you do it like that, do it like that. Pink bikini and a Bass Pro Cat. Y'all make it so hard for me to choose. Nobody do it like y'all girls do. Oh yeah. Hey Georgia, you're as cute as a peach and the mama that adores you. Oh, won't you just let me take you home? Yeah. Hey, Tennessee, wanna be the first in line to volunteer me. Girl, I'll let you play me like a country song. Come on, turn it up, turn it on. You gotta do it like this, do it like this. Get a little Templeton on your lips and kiss me. Come on, turn that Dixie loose. Now won't you do it like that, do it like that. Pink bikini and a Bass Pro Cat. Y'all make it so hard for me to choose. Nobody do it like y'all girls do. Hey, Louisiana, you're looking like a Mardi Gras waiting to happen. So won't you bring that party over here? Hey, Carolina, you're built full speed, won't you be my driver? We'll go off-road, make that two-lane disappear.
Dixie Lou. Now won't you do it like that, do it like that. Pink bikini and a Bass Pro Cat. Y'all make it so hard for me to choose. Now won't you do it like this, do it like this. Get a little Templeton on those lips and kiss me. Come on, turn that Dixie loose. Now won't you do it like that, do it like that. Pink bikini and a Bass Pro Cat. Y'all make it so hard for me to choose. Nobody do it like y'all girls do. Nobody do it like y'all girls do. Nobody do it like y'all girls do. Yeah, baby. Ow.
Woo. Off the Beaten Path podcast, meet Ben Merritt. There you go, Jake McVeigh with Y'all Girls. Ben Merritt hanging out with you, introducing you to some brand new country music out there, some stuff you've never heard of before. I mean, hopefully you've been a long-time listener of the show, and you've heard some of these names, because these are guys and gals, I'll get to that, that have been around my show for a while now, but we're still just waiting for them to crack through, make a big name for themselves. Obviously, you guys like them, I like them, we like them here at Off the Beaten Path podcast, but the thing is they gotta get through. You honestly want to know how it is that happens? You call your favorite country music station and go, hey, I like Jake McVeigh, I want to hear more of him. That'll force the DJ to go, who? And then they'll actually go out and find him usually. So trust me, a lot of radio folk like new stuff. They really, really like new stuff. I'm a radio guy as well. I know this to be true. Hey, speaking of new stuff, and Jake McVeigh, I think you got your answer there, buddy. Here's Sarah Dunn Band now. This is her latest single. It's called Dirty. It's off Wild Wild Heart here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Meet Ben Merritt.
I can't wear white, it never goes quite right. I try to keep it clean, but I need some bleach every time I step outside. I might as well give up and climb up in this truck. Find me a big mud hole and let it roll right into four-wheel drive. Dirty, never looked so good. Big mud flaps and shotgun racks, deer antlers on the hood. Downright filthy, we're gonna slip and slide. So jump on in and buckle in. It's gonna be a rough ride. We're getting dirty, out in sticks, sexy rednecks and homegrown hicks, slinging up gravel, feeling kind of flirty. Everybody come along and get dirty. Camouflage and gear, guitars and beer. It's country, do or die, but it feels so right flipping on those Jeep headlights. So call up the boys, we're gonna make some noise. Leave the white dresses at home, blow up those phones, gonna raise some hell tonight. Dirty, never looked so good. Big mud flaps and shotgun racks, deer antlers on the hood. Downright filthy, we're gonna slip and slide. So jump on in and buckle in. It's gonna be a rough ride. We're getting dirty, out in sticks, sexy rednecks and homegrown hicks, slinging up gravel, feeling kind of flirty. Everybody come along and get dirty. Oh yeah. You can't hear your mama calling over
Brand New Country has a home.
Hey! Time for some music now.
Off the Beaten Path.
Got a Tennessee number in my pocket. One house key, but I lost it. Got $2 or $3 and some loose change. It's all I got to my name. Trunk tattoo, gonna rock it. I was riding that wagon, fell off it. Paper sack Jack got at me, yelling out the window of a taxi. Crazy. Last night, no sipping, we were drinking from the bottles. Neither drunk kisses from a small town motto. Hazy, lost my mind. Don't know what I was thinking of, but I got crazy last night. Yeah, look, it was 1 shot, 3 shots, think Patron. Mixed with a bit and never made it home. Woke everybody up in the neighborhood. Don't remember a thing, but I know it was good. Crazy. Last night, no sipping, we were drinking from the bottles. Stealing drunk kisses from a small town motto. Hazy. Lost my mind, don't know what I was thinking of, but I got crazy last night. Crazy. Last night, no sipping, we were drinking from the bottles. Stealing drunk kisses from a small town motto. Hazy. Lost my mind, don't know what I was thinking of, but I got crazy last night. Yeah, you got crazy last night. We were sipping from the bottle, kissing on the model. Yeah, you got crazy last night.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, meet Ben Merritt. There you go, Michael Tyler and Crazy Last Nights. And I can't remember if I've used that one or featured that one in previous episodes, but I liked it a lot. And I mean, honestly, if you're talking about a show that's full of songs that are ready to make their big debut on country music, this episode is full of them. All the way from Ryan Flowsy, don't quote me on how to say his last name, Lexi James, Big Smo, the Family Reunion members, J.J. Lawhorn, and Gunner and the Grizzly Boys, Jake McVeigh, Sarah Dunn, and the gentleman we just heard from, Michael Tyler, along with today's special guest. Heck, he wrote a #1 single for Dierks Bentley, and he says that that's not even the best one that he's written. Again, Steve Moakler, our special guest from this episode. Thanks to all of them for letting me have him here on the show, and thanks to Steve for taking some time out from his busy schedule that day, man. Oh, I hope he didn't tax himself too much. Thanks to Steve Moakler for being a special guest here on the show. Hey, coming up next week, we've got, it's the end of the month. Hey, the end of the month live episode. Pistol whipping party penguins. And no, they are not aquatic flightless birds that are violently looking for somewhere to have fun. No, they're a really good Minneapolis-based band. They play a lot of really great bluegrass. I think it might actually get to be a long episode, too. They're really good. I'm going to give them some extra time. So stick around for that one next week. Live episode at the end of the month, as we always do. So again, thank you for taking some time to hang with us here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Find us online, otbppodcast.com. Email us if you've got a favorite band or you are in a band that needs a little bit more recognition. otbppodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on social medias, OTBP Podcast for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Again, have a great week. We'll talk to the Pistol Whipping Party Penguins. Say that 3 times fast. Coming up next week for our live episode here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Bye-bye.